Super nervous. This is a project I've been working on. It's very near and dear to my heart. And I hope it's as entertaining for you as it was for me. I guess entertaining isn't the perfect word, but I'm nervous, like I said. Before I start, I do want to say I am dedicating this to Marsha Benjamin. I know she would have loved to be here. Hold on, there was something else I wanted to say before I started. Oh, okay. Yeah, I should probably explain what I'm doing. It says explain. This is my 7th drag show in a row. Yeah. And it's, what is this, the 9th? So I've only missed 2. That's cool. But I went back and I got a hold of, with the help of a lot of people, the people that started this. And I think it's really important to remember how it started, who started it, and you know, all the trials and the work, the time, everything that was put in to making this happen. Because I don't want us to take it for granted now, because it is so easy for us to be like, oh yeah, drag show in the spring, cool, awesome, be there. So yeah, that's. So I'm going to read things that I had 13 people send me things to read. You'll recognize some people and you won't, but that's why I have a slideshow so you can look at pictures. Cool. Okay, start it up. Somebody gonna pull the curtain, or is that my job? I don't know how to do it. Look at that screen. Yeah, everybody going, Heidi went high tech this year. Not just showing my awesome boobies. Okay. All right. Oh, it doesn't produce much light up here, does it? And I'm supposed to read. Oh, can I get a light like right here? Is that maybe? Nothing? No? You know what? We'll make it work. Hey, no, don't do that. Don't do that. Wait. That's a co-founder of the drag show. Don't mess with her face. Okay. You know what? I'm good right now. It's perfect. Thank you. Thank you. Alright, so I did pick and choose what to read from these people because everything is really long, because everybody had nothing but great things to say about this. So, first, yeah, this is Jen Brewer. Pretty fantastic person. I've gotten to talk to her quite a bit in the past few days. It's awesome. She started it, so let me just read what she said. Okay. Upon reflecting on the first drag show at MC, I realized it was a perfect storm that led to its beginning. Not the least that I was obsessed with gender. As a sociology major, I had been studying how basically all gender is a performance in a way. All gender is drag. As I embraced the nurture lessons of sociology, I also learned that new and created norms have meaning too. At the same time, I was taking a video productions class and making a video about 2 friends and their gendered experiences and associated persecutions in life. I had realized the at times negative implication of gender in society, but I was also realizing that gender can be freeing as well. I must mention the Chicago Kings. For those of you who don't know who the Chicago Kings are, they're mentioned a lot in these. I got to see them, my first drag show. They were a professional drag king group from Chicago. So there's your background. At the time, they were a drag king troupe doing shows all over the city. Robin Thompson, who also co-founded MC's first drag show, and our friends frequently ventured to Chicago to attend these shows. Those were some of the best times of our lives. You'll hear that a lot in these too. Such creativity, such an interesting crowd. We were talking one night and thought, what if we write the Kings a letter and invite them to come perform at the MC show? We sent them photos of our 2 friends in drag just to prove we were serious. Their agreement to come all the way to MC quickly turned into thoughts of, would anyone come? Would we make fools of ourselves? Regardless, the planning was on. Our friends and acquaintances quickly agreed to take part. We had boys as girls, girls as boys, femmes as butches, and vice versa. Duets, group performances, mixed genders, and everywhere in between. Students came, professors attended, members of the community were there. The show had started, and the Kings were still not in the house. Travel delay. They arrived shortly after the show started, quickly changed, and put on a kick-ass show that I believe inspired everyone's inner gender-bending performance artist. And that's Jen Ruler. She sent me that. She's beautiful. Stared at it for a little bit. Okay, so yeah, if I could get the next picture. Thanks, Spanky Pants. Do it. Don't mess up my slide presentation.
I'm not. Oh, yeah.
They're already going, Heidi, you're boring. Come on. Hey. We might recognize some of them. This is for, I will talk about Nissa later, but this is for Corey Minor. She is in Ireland.
Outside Belfast.
Cool, thanks. Thanks. Okay, being behind the scenes for the drag show was one of the highlights of my spring. I loved getting to see the show multiple times. I sat through lots of rehearsals and saw the acts evolve in their final form. Best wishes from the Emerald Isle, Corey Minor. That should have given me a hint. Okay. Not all of them are as long as Jen Bruler's was, but I thought she kind of deserved a lot of time. Amy Hopkins. Yeah, I remember that face. Not too well, but I remember it. Okay, I was fortunate to be a freshman when the first MC drag show occurred in 2002. I had never seen a drag show before, but since I was part of United Sexualities, I decided to perform anyway. My rendition of Big Gay Al's I'm Super Thanks for Asking was fun, but amateurish compared to the featured guests, the Chicago Kings. That first drag show had me hooked. Every year, Marsha Benjamin would be her gracious den mother self and remind us that we really should start planning for the show. Soon after, there would be an electric chaos among the members. There are far too many stories of the MC drag show to capture them all, so here are some random ones. This is my favorite. Watching former President Parker Martin's wife happily clapping and swaying to the Chicago Kings performance of Best Cock on the Block. Indescribable way, just a little hair, makeup, and music can transform your friends on stage. Dealing with vandalized signs and protesters. Having people ask after the show, well, are they really a man? And my reply, well, does it really matter? Holding my breath as the Chicago Kings performed for two reasons, being purely captivated, and as a co-facilitator of US, being terrified that I would cross the line and the drag show would never happen again. Thankfully, that never happened. Being surprised on stage by my senior year by Cody Las Vegas, my now partner of 6 years. Breakfast with the Chicago Kings, officers of US, Shay Finnegan, and Marsha Benjamin. Break a leg performers, you're carrying on a great and fun tradition. Perhaps we can have a big 10-year reunion in 2012. We've got something to do, folks. Okay, I'll go to the next one. I swear I'm trying to go fast. I hope I'm not boring anybody. Anyways, this is Robin Thompson, co-founder with Jen Bruler. She says, so back in college, my friends and I were in love with the Chicago Drag Kings. We would drive to see them all the time. We thought it would be great to do a drag show at MC. Jen and I decided one day to write an email to the Chicago Kings to see if they would come do some acts at MC, and they said yes. The next few months were filled with finding the music, the acts, the drag names. Some were Alex Rated, Gendergasm, and Andy Frisco. It was so much fun and we had an amazing turnout. I still remember what I wrote freet, but it's supposed to be great, time it was. All right, yeah. This is 4 of the 5 members of Together. Al, I'm sorry, I know you're here tonight. What happened? Where were you? Where were you when this picture was taken? Anyways, that's one of the former members of Together. Yeah. I still pretend they're together. Get it? Okay. So this is Nissa. And God, I miss these people. Anyways, she says, the drag show let me get up in front of a crowd and just have fun. My favorite memory includes getting in wicked shape while learning the dance for the Newsies routine. I just had so much fun. Let me tell you, I was in the Newsies routine. I think we all lost about 10, 15 pounds. All right. No. Oh, there's another one. I just had to add that. That's Ayana Brown. Yeah. Okay, next. Okay, this is Chris Postuma. He was an MC at my first drag show that I ever attended. And let me tell you, it was fantastic. So here we go. You know that feeling you get before a birthday or holiday or anything that happens once a year? Well, that's the feeling I would get every spring when the Manchester College Drag Show was going to happen. There would be so much planning beforehand. We would plan where to have it, plan our performances, plan the program. And we would make buttons. Lord, we would make buttons. And then we would have to physically press each one. A lot of us walked around with calloused hands from that stupid machine, but it was well worth it to be able to wear a button that said, "I don't have penis envy, I cause it." He has a lot more great things in here, and this is going to be open for anybody to read, but anyways, I'm moving on. I'm sorry, Chris, I love you. Anybody recognize that guy? Not that. That one. I'm trying to point and talk at the same time. Okay, that's Phil McGroin, aka Shay Finnegan, my hero. I want to be just like her when I grow up. Okay, the first show was amazing. No one knew what to expect. It seemed a little like gay Halloween with a higher purpose. Education about gender bending and trans issues, things many of us had felt but never had the words or the permission to express. And she talks about the Chicago Kings. My sister fell in love with Max Hollywood, as did many others, I'm sure. Then we brought in some professional queens a few years later. Savannah St. James, a total diva in front of mine, is the only one I remember. She was stunningly beautiful. She also emceed the drag show once or twice. You said once, and then in parentheses it says twice.
I don't know.
You don't remember? Okay, cool. How do you forget? Old? I'm gonna pay for that later. I'm gonna pay for that later. Anyways, moving on. Yeah, okay. This is Maggie Miller. And this is Tyler Secor. Rock stars, let me tell ya. Okay, Maggie Miller. I performed in the drag show for 5 years. I don't identify as gender queer, gender fucked, or anywhere on that divine trans spectrum. I was amazed though that through performing in the drag show at MC, I was able to explore my own gender more than I ever thought possible. Performing in the drag show, whether high femme or stripping down to my stuffed undies, I was there for that, created a sense in me that gender is ours to play with. Even more than performing, what I remember about the drag show at MC is how unbelievably close it brought all of us each year. The community responded, usually rather negatively, and we stood strong. And it's those experiences that will keep with me forever. And Maggie's here. Maggie, want to stand up? Do it! Anyways, give her a round of applause. Next. Oh, yeah. Everybody knows that one. The drag show is one of the biggest things to change my life here at MC. It was the drag show that made Siren and Michael Kirby start hanging out with me. Divas! Would you really not have hung out with her if she wasn't in the drag show? I believe that, actually. I'm not even gonna let you answer it. It is funny to think that if I would have never done the drag show my freshman year, my life would be totally different today. Next! This is Katrina Cardis, and back here we've got Leslie Butterbaugh. They're two of my best friends in the entire world. Their dancing skills were off the charts. Yeah, they were better newsies than I was. My first drag show experience was this is from Katrina, by the way. My first drag show experience was my junior year at Drag Show 2009. I was in 3 acts. I'll Make a Man Out of You. I was in that too. Men in Tights. I was in that too. And Beat It by Michael Jackson. I was not in that. All of these acts were amazing, but I think the one I enjoyed the most was Beat It. The one I wasn't in. Thanks. Getting to dress up and dance like Michael, while getting money forced upon me was, I'd say, a highlight of my life. I felt sexy, the way only a woman dressing up as a man could feel. I know, he's so pretty, right? Oh, drool, drool, drool. I always make them feel so awkward, because Nick, can I just stare at you? It's hard being my friend sometimes, it really is. All right. right, Nick sent me this little thing, it's just great. When Izzy Big of the Chicago Kings came up to me after our Moulin Rouge Lady Marmalade act and said, "You were so good, you even had me confused, and I'm a professional." I was so honored and confused myself. I still think back to that moment with pride and uncertainty. Next. This is Casey Gobby. Yeah. Okay, this is the picture she wanted me to use. Next. This is the picture I wanted to use. Look at that face. Look at that face. Don't tell her. Don't tell her. Okay. As an ally, I always felt that it was important to be supportive of the United Sexualities community during Pride Week, and especially during the coming out vigil. When spring came around, I was always excited to watch my friends and peers perform, and it wasn't until my senior year that I actually performed in the drag show myself. It had never occurred to me that performing with and for... Excuse me. Yum. That Coke was delicious. I've been feeling bad about spending all this time, and now I don't, so deal with it. Okay, because this is really fun for me. I hope it's fun for you. Okay, when spring came around, I was always excited to... Oh, blah, 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 I already read that. Shit. It had never occurred to me that performing with and for the United Sexualities community in the drag show could be such a sign of support. But I found that I felt so much solidarity during the show, that having fun and watching others perform was a very powerful and effective way to be an ally. Yeah, I got my picture in there. All right. What a queen. Okay. So, he sent me like an essay, okay? Okay, so I'm not gonna read it all, I promise. It's ridiculous. But I do have to read the intro because it's funny. Oh, my dear Heidi, how are you? I haven't spoken to you in such a long-ass time. I think about you so much. There are so many moments in my life for which I wish you could be here with me. I know I'd be happier laughing with you about San Francisco. It's so gay. I'm really excited you've given me this little project. It's so fun to think about life before I had drag queen burnout. Yes, I said it. I'm burned out on drag queens. I have tranny fatigue. Let me explain. San Francisco offers not just one drag show, maybe once or twice a month. No, if one wants, one can find a drag show around the corner from one's house literally every night. Here, drag queens don't dress up once a year every spring to give the city a taste of their indignant queerness. No. They do it almost every day, and they work. Drag in this city doesn't mean throwing on a skirt, a wig, and maybe some makeup. Drag in San Francisco is an art. There are so many butch queens, femme queens, bear queens, what the fuck is that? Leather queens, and don't forget the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence. I don't know what that is either. Somebody's gonna have to school me after this. Thank you. I sometimes have to sweep them off my doorstep in the morning to get out of my house. In Indiana, you get snowed in. Here, we get sparkled in. The glitter gets everywhere. Asking a gay guy if he does drag is like asking someone if they poop. The answer invariably will be, honey, who doesn't? It may sound like heaven to some, and yes, believe me, at first it was novel? No, don't judge me. Until the queens blur together, the shows become monotonous, the mascara runs, and you've got a big tranny mess. So what is it that I loved about the drag show at Manchester College? Thanks for getting to the point, buddy. I loved the freshness of the drag show. I loved that we worked together to pull off some pretty sensational and at times controversial performances. I loved that this little college in the middle of nowhere in Indiana had a drag show as popular as its most popular student activity. But why was it so popular? At one time, the drag show was a mind-blowing religious experience. My first drag show didn't happen while I was a student at Manchester College. I attended the show as a junior in high school. I snuck out of the programmed activities for the regional Church of the Brethren Youth Conference. to sit on the stage at Courtier Auditorium. My brother's friends invited me to watch. When I got there, the house was packed. There was standing room only. I saw students perform choreographed numbers to pop songs, men dressed in tight skirts, leaving a lot to the imagination, women dancing with dildos on their heads, and a huge muscle-bound drag queen performed so hard that she broke her kneecap. Whoa! I should have been there. Okay. The president of the college, Parker Martin, sat in the front row, and all of this was under the purview and support of queer Manchester College professors. I knew that I needed to be a part of that show, and it was a large reason I attended Manchester College. And I have 3 pictures of Aaron. I know, it's ridiculous. Okay, next. That's his face. Since the last one, all you could see was his ass. So, yeah, it's real pretty too. Oh, wait, okay. Okay, I'm almost done, I swear. Oh my God, remember, I don't care. That's right. Okay, so that's when we get to me. That's me. I was telling people earlier, these slides it's almost like those weight loss commercials, except mine's the opposite. It shows my weight gain through the years. It's okay to laugh, it's okay. I'm good in my body, whatever. I'm good. Thank you. I'm gonna talk about this is gonna be quick, I swear. My first drag show experience. My Megan Frick is right there, or Heidi now. She was Megan Frick at the time. She's sitting right. Can we stand up? Stand up. She was with me, and so was my roommate Lindsay Halstern, soon to be Lindsay Unger. Yes! Love that Matt Unger guy. Anyways, so it was us 3 and whoever else went with us. We tried to remember, we couldn't. We sat kind of back in the nosebleeds, and we were like, oh cool, a drag show, come on. Okay, so we sat down and the Chicago Kings came out in pasties and Maggie stripped and it was hot. Thank you. No, but I need to give you, this was what our faces were like. Can you see my face? Can you see my face?
Yes.
They can do that here? We're like looking around for security, like what the fuck? Anyways, so we had shock and awe. Anyways, it was unbelievable, and we vowed from then on not to miss it as long as we were in college, or out of college, because I can't get away for some reason. Okay, so then my second drag show, I went and I watched, blah, blah, blah. We had, Endless Love with Tyler and Maggie, and I think Katie was on stage for some reading or something. So my third drag show, this was my third drag show. I'm not gonna lie, usually MCs are asked to be MCs. I begged. I begged. It was ridiculous. It was shameful. Blissful. Anyways, I'm not good with words, not an English major. Just a minor. So this was our first drag show. We were like, we like dressing like women, but aren't we supposed to dress in drag? So we did this, and we decided just to show our boobs. Look at this. Look at that cleavage. Yeah. Anyways, and we had to wear those stupid hats. We were forced to wear those, actually. They didn't match my outfit. I was real angry. Yeah, and you know how scary it is the first time you're an MC getting up on stage? I puked like 3 times. I looked at Katie and I call her KJ now, it's gonna go back and forth while I'm doing this. But I kept looking at her like, will I be funny? What if I'm not? Because this is gonna suck really bad. And it's crazy because we just worked off each other. And it was, besides my wedding day, the best day of my life. I'm not gonna lie. Best day of my life. So let's go to the next one. Boom, that's another one. I'm eating the microphone. That's how excited I was. Look how fucking skinny I was. Anyways, go ahead. Next. Okay, this is drag show number 4. I was a newsie. Not very flattering. I was like, I'm gonna wear these pants that I wore in 3rd grade. So that was fun. We danced our asses off. We had a great time. Like I said, we lost a shit ton of weight doing that shit. I mean, you can't tell, but, and that was the same year that Aaron Hostetler got coins poured on him while he was laying on the ground. He got a bag of coins tossed on him. It was fantastic. Okay, next. Oh, there's the Newsies. Fuck yeah. There's Katie and Sarah Hall. There's Cambria, she's here. Tiff Berkelau, Nissa, Caitlin Haynes, Tedra, Anna, and Ayana. Did I get everybody? Yeah, that was fantastic. And look how freaking hot we are. Anyways, okay, next. Okay, this is drag show number 5. Katie couldn't do it, so I had to get stuck with this queen. This is Zach Black's. He's coming. He's coming to town. So we did Men in Tights that year, and we also did I'll Make a Man Out of You from Moulin Rouge. That was really fun. Really easy dance steps because Newsies kicked our asses. So, yeah, is there any more? Is that the last one? Oh, good thing we got this one in here. Okay, yeah, we got that. So the 6th one I went to was last year, and I sat in the audience, I did nothing, and it was kind of sad for me. So that's why I'm taking up like half an hour on stage this year, filling from last year. Are there any more pictures? Is that the last one?
Nope.
Awesome. Okay, can I get the lights back up, please? Lights, sir. Oh!